Walking Stick Library presents Conolidine with your librarian, hostess with the mostest, Eileen Kramer. And don't forget, you can catch us live on Twitch. Now, sometimes the most interesting part of watching stuff on Clouthub, and I'm going to check to make sure my too much noise is on. The most interesting part of being on Clouthub is the commercials. And I'm going to check for my subscribed channels. And this time, this was the SGT report. And I'm just going to grab the first one because they all are pretty good for this. And we're sitting here doing nothing. I love when we sit here and do nothing. Let me hit F5. Clouthub is disgustingly glitchy. Why do I hang out on it? Because they give me some good ideas. And I decided to start with the war for humanity.
Very carefully. So many of us are searching for effective ways to relieve pain.
Okay.
Optimist. And in the age of the Great Awakening, shouldn't we all be?
Here comes the commercial within a few seconds, and we're only going to stay with the commercial for a little bit.
Maybe it's time to manifest our destiny. Maybe it's time to ignore those who say everything's dark, everything's going to hell in a handbasket, and Trump's in on all of it. In fact, he even orchestrated his own assassination attempt. Friends, it's time to call on the angels to stand with humanity and defeat the demons. And in this one, we cover a lot of woo, including fire UFOs and much, much more. Before we start this important broadcast, which should lift your spirits, just a quick word about our sponsor.
If you suffer from any type of daily pain, you need to listen to this message very carefully. So many of us are searching for effective ways to relieve pain without side effects or addiction. We've all seen the horrors of the opioid crisis. You may even be affected personally, and that's where a pioneering medical scientist comes in. Clint Winters. You may have seen this world-renowned health expert featured in the national media as he's unveiled a natural pain reliever that's taking the world by storm. I'm talking about Conolidine, the 100% drug-free way to get full-body pain relief without dangerous pills. Conolidine has become the go-to pain reliever for more than 1 million Americans and hundreds of professional athletes. Clint explains how Conolidine is the only compound on Earth that optimizes your body's natural painkillers called endorphins at any age. Best of all, Conolidine won't make you feel the least bit groggy or drugged. You'll feel great, alert, and focused for the days ahead. And the best news is, Conolidine has no documented side effects after 14 years of extensive testing.
Stop. So the question we have here is this for real? The answer is yes. This is the plant they get it from. It's called the pinwheel flower. And if we go down here, it will tell you what it is. Conolidine, a key molecule for pain. And if you don't like medical news today, we can find it in lots of other places. My usual suspect is Wikipedia. I don't want slop, I want what humans wrote. So I don't want AI slop, and I don't want commercial stuff selling me things. So I know where to go. And I need to get up to 40. And I need to set my colors correctly. And we're looking for Conolidine. And we're looking for it in Wikipedia. And because we can. And we need the right color. We're going to put it together with an and. and we want what is in the middle. This is a semi-known item search. Let's get Google and let's make it work. There we are, Conolidine. And this is what it looks like. It is a big, complicated alkaloid molecule. There's a benzene ring. There's a five carbon ring. There's some kind of ring with a funny bond across it. And it has a long, long name. Its CAS number is, I'm going to copy that. That wasn't what I intended to do. I wanted to copy it. Okay, I'm going to copy it, Control C. So that is a chemical abstracts number, and you can search in Medline with that. So I'm going to put that over here. It doesn't need to be a link. It just doesn't. Any way to get rid of the link? Bring forward, bring front, duplicate as frame, copy link, link to, info lock. I don't have a way to delink it, but I can write another one along here. 1004148111. So this is, hello? This is the one we want, not this one. We're going to delete that one because it's got all kinds of garbage in it. And this is a wiggle. This is one of our synonyms. This is the CAS registry number for it, which is a good thing to have when you have a chemical. So that was kind of a little plussy there. So this stuff exists. And you can even look at the interactive image. And there's a way to move that around, but I don't know how. And it says Conolidine is an indole alkaloid. The indole is the 5-carbon ring. Preliminary reports suggest that it could provide analgesic effects with few of the detrimental side effects associated with opioids such as morphine, though at present it has only been evaluated in mouse models. Okay, so if they're selling it to you as drops, who knows what you're getting? Conolidine was first isolated in 2004 from the bark of the Cape jasmine shrub and is used in traditional Chinese medicine. And the first asymmetric total synthesis of conolidine, so you don't have to run out and tear up all the crepe myrtles, was by Michelizio and co-workers in 2011. The synthetic route allows for access to either mirror image of conolidine via an early enzymatic resolution. Notably, evaluation of the synthetic material resulted in the discovery that both mirror images, both enantiomers of the synthetic compound, show analgesic effects. And this is how, and then they made it in a lab, so this is pretty good. And they came down to a 6-step project by 2019. And in 2011, they noticed anti-nociception, which means pain killing against both chemically induced and inflammation-derived pain. And they figured out the mechanism of how it works. And then we have some other derivatives of conolidine. This one is called DS543600155, and it is more potent in mice. So this would be one. And here you would have this one defined. This is, what's the year on this? 2019. And this is, again, they are finding more Conolidine derivatives out there. And again, this is as late as 2020. There's nothing all that current on this, or there wasn't when we were looking earlier. We can try this. And I could go one of two places with this. And where I would search this is, and I would just search for Conolidine. I wouldn't search for anything else yet. No fun. No fun for you. I would search for Conolidine or its CAS registry number in Medline and ACS journals, which is kind of our substitute for ChemAbs. If you have access to SciFinder Scholar at home, which I don't, this would be another place to go for this. We're still at the stage where this is mostly a chemical. This isn't yet a drug that is in clinical trials even with humans. So you've got they're batting about 500, our good friends on Clouthub. They really are. Okay, we're going to start with Medline, and I'm going to see if I can get Google up. We're going to go to GSU Library. I am going to check my chat, because somebody could be in here and I wouldn't know it. I'm chatting to an empty house. Yammer, 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 yammer. Okay, here I am. We are going to go all the way. We're going to go to databases by name because we want that good Medline-y goodness. We're going to go to Medline with full text. And we are going to take advantage of our wonderful CAS registry number and search by it. This is something you haven't seen yet. I'm going to copy this. No, we're not. No, we're not. Yes, we are. Control C gets us the number. That's all I have to do. I'm going to do an advanced search because I want access to this. And if I get down here, I should have a CAS registry number. Update language, transliterated title, volume, protocol. Corporate author. I thought you could search by this. RN, CAS registry entry, registry number. We pop this in, and I didn't get all this, did I? No, I didn't. It has a 1 on the end. We edit. Editing is always wonderful. Checking is equally wonderful. Throw me a search and let's see what we get. No results were found. Fine. Just get me some Conolidine. Get me what we can get. Here we are. Now the newest thing I see is 2021. What happened? I mean, COVID happened, I'll admit. But, I mean, we can open this and see what the subject headings look like. And again, we can look for the derivatives and see if they're better. That's that's about it. Let's see what else is here. And again, these were things we read about, but they're old. This is 2019. This one is 2021. Something must have happened. But I wish I knew what it was. I mean, they did a lot of this. They synthesized it. They discovered some other ones. But this should go further. It's like it just petered out somehow. Okay, I'm going to grab this and see if there's anything more on this new synthesis. Nope. Something tells me we need to go elsewhere. Okay, back to our databases. This is where we would normally be starting. And I'm going to go to A for American Chemical Society journals. This is how we search ACS at home. And this is similar to searching SciFinder Scholar. And again, I'm not sure we couldn't just search by popping this in. That's not what I want. It might be interesting, but it's not what I want. Let me get back to Miroland, and we'll get the whole thing this time. Control C, and we should be able to do something with this. Let's see what we get. Well, I'm not seeing it. Let's try Conolidine. I'll make sure I'm getting the spelling of this right. Conolidine, like canola oil, but it's Conolidine. Oh, there's the synthesis of it. Total synthesis of it. Discovery, first in class. I want to see this sorted by newest to oldest. (2024). Okay. So they're using it to discover more things. Discovery of potent kappa opioid receptor agonist. Derived from acomycin. I don't know where the Conolidine is in here, but we can look in the PDF. And we have a way to search PDFs, which is very nice. Go in here. Conolidine. Did I spell that right? I am not a good speller, so we have to watch me. One match. Okay, so this is a long sentence before it to keep it in context. Okay, I'll get to it. To further probe the selectivity, numbers 1 and 3 were screened for functional activity against PC-ROM using a Presto Tango assay, blah, blah, blah. The atypical chemokine receptor CXCR7 was identified as a potential target of 3. However, upon further inspection, 3 is a weak antagonist compared to CXCR7 agonist VUF 11-1207. It only activates the receptor at concentrations of greater than 3. I guess that's micromoles. The capital M would be moles, as in moles in chemistry. It is interesting that CXCR7 was also identified as a putative target for the indole alkaloid conolidine so they're mentioning it, conolidine and metabolites of the indole alkaloid, whatever. And we can keep going. And here we have a reference. I don't know why they lost interest in it. And again, here they're doing something else. Looks like they lost interest in this as a medication. Although they are doing some things that shut off the scavenger. ACKR3 and CXCR7 are, they call them opioid scavenger sites. Shutting them off means that your natural opioids stay out. Your natural endorphins stay out doing their job. So these are good things to use, and these are new ones. And this was 2022, and I don't know why it never went. I don't know why it never went further. So use at your own risk. This is not on the market, and they're not suppressing it because they can make it in the lab. And if you have a good drug, you can sell it and make lots of money. So I don't buy the conspiracy part of it for obvious reasons, because they're still working with these things, or were until recently. And they're always looking for new stuff. But for some reason, we've lost the interest. And we can try the big box. Anything we could try in the big box would be wonderful. And again, Conolidine. And we let it go. And there we are. They're making it but the year was 5 or 6 years ago. And again, these, let me get me logged in again. This is an older paper. I don't know why the interest in this just died. And again, here we are, 2011. All this just turned around and died. Now, there is a place called BioArziv, which does preprints. There we are. Is anybody doing Conolidine research? Out here. These are preprints. They're not yet approved, but they often come out before anything else does. Maybe there's a wave of this stuff hiding. This is bioarziv.org. I'm going to put it in chat. Hello! I have not seen you in ages, old, dirty, nasty, gross, bald man. Okay, I'm going to put this in the stream. This is for preprints. Now, our friend Tinker, he uses, which is for physics and computational science and engineering. The BioArziv is for biology. I think there's a chemical one too out there. We may check it. Okay, thanks for letting me know, because that was super duperly useful. And here we are. What's the newest thing? Okay, 2024, inhibition of constitutive activity. Okay, this is let me get this big enough for everybody to see, because I can't see it, you can't see it. This is inhibition of the chemokine receptor ACKR3, which is the receptor that is supposed to get inhibited by, this is one of the opiate shutoff receptors, by, I cannot pronounce this tonight, Conolidine. So this is by another, molecule that they're making. So there's an interest in this part of science. And this is molecular basis of FAAH out associated with pain insensitivity. And distinctive in vitro phenotypes of iPSC-derived neurons from patients with gain and loss of function SCN2A development in epileptic encephalopathy. And again, I'm not seeing a selective adenyl cyclase 1 inhibitor. Relieves pain. And so they are creating different ones. So they are trying. And these, if you look, are 2024, 2022, 2023. I'm looking at the dates, they're really small. So that's kind of nice that they're doing that. It is sparking an interest in study. I don't know why they don't just go on and use the conolidine. The Conolidine. I am going to get that right one day. Oh, you left. I do check. That can happen. People fall out of streams. At least someone came by. That always feels really good. Conolidine, I don't know why they don't just test the conolidine. There must be a reason that is not showing up. And I can think of a few reasons, things like bioavailability, whether it can actually get to some of the internal parts of the body, whether it has side effects, whether the dose you need to make it work has to be very high. Again, I don't know. I got as close as we can get. There may be a chemarziv out there. We can try looking for it. Again, I'm going to bring up Google. Chemarziv. Okay, we'll give that a go. That's Wikipedia. There's the real chemarziv. Very pretty. Chemists like colors. Conolidine. I'm getting better at spelling this. And this, I'll put this in the chat also. Again, nobody's here to see it, but it's good practice. So, chemarziv.org. And what have you done for me lately, as we say around here? Okay. I've seen this before. I think this is a mystery we are not going to be able to solve tonight. And that's kind of sad. Thank you so much for watching. And don't forget, you can catch me live on Twitch.